Joined by Seattle Thunderbirds head coach Matt Odette. Matt, as we speak right now, we're a few days away from the start of the season. Give me a sense. How excited is everybody to be back in Seattle after what was a incredibly short summer, but short summer for a good reason for you guys?
Yeah, exciting year last year. Special to be able to get it done and win a championship. In particular on home ice, just a magical night. It's nice to have everyone back in town, healthy and ready to go. New year, flip the page. We're getting our guys ready to defend the championship. Busy week leading up to the opening night, and it's obviously a younger group, so we're evaluating our guys. A lot of youthful energy here. We're excited for our guys that are returning. We're excited for guys that are returning and stepping into bigger roles, and we're excited for our young guys breaking into the league. So looking forward to getting started.
Yeah, I was going to say it is a younger group, right? 14 by my count players that were eligible to return this year for your team were away at NHL camp. So, really, I mean, how much for you guys was the preseason an opportunity to kind of get to know some of the younger guys on your team, but B, kind of see them in game action here as you get set to start on Friday?
Yeah, really important, valuable time for us, the preseason and, our training camp and the scrimmages that we have, to get to know these young guys, get to know who's ready to step in and take a spot on the team, who's ready to emerge into more responsibility, higher leverage situations. So, it's been an educational couple weeks, getting a good opportunity to see what we have here in our young guys. And there's definitely a lot to be excited about. There's some good young talent, on the rise and ready to break through on our team this year. And, it's going to be exciting to see how these guys, develop and how things unfold the first few months of the season.
You look at last year, the run to the championship, the Memorial Cup, and I promise we'll get to more present topics. But my angle on this, Matt, is, you look at some of the guys like maybe a Hyde Davidson, a Coster Dunn, a Braden Coots, guys who were part of that group, were around to see everything happen, but, maybe had to kind of, when push came to shove during the game, watch it from upstairs or kind of be around as a black ace. I mean, as a young guy, getting to go through that, how much of a learning experience that is that for those younger guys to now be able to come into a new season and kind of carry that with them?
Yeah, super valuable. Just to be around and experience what it takes to get that far. How we go about our daily business to be successful. Tremendous older players to look up to, the Dylan Gunthers, the Luke Prokops, Reed Schaefer, Lucas Siona, Jared Davidson, lots of guys for them to emulate and look up to. And those guys have that valuable championship experience. You take a guy like Bryce Pickford, he's played in 2 finals and he's going into a 17-year-old season. So, that experience for our young guys is super valuable. As they get older in their WHL careers, they're going to take on more responsibility, and to be in those situations, it'll serve them well.
Yeah, Pickford's a guy I wanted to ask you about. I mean, somebody who is, played a kind of a bottom pair role with you as the playoffs went in and into the Memorial Cup. A guy who is now entering an NHL draft year and has all of this experience already behind him. But last year was paired with a player who, really from afar looked like maybe one of your unsung heroes in Sawyer Minio, a guy that kind of did just about anything and parlayed that into a 3rd round pick by the Canucks. What can Bryce learn maybe from even a guy like Sawyer in terms of kind of working with him every day and just focusing on some of the little things in the game that at the end of the day could help you get drafted?
Yeah, I think just sticking with the process, staying on your path, with a experienced defense core, you're maybe not getting all the experience or all the opportunity that you think you might deserve. But continue to work at your game, get better. Sawyer Minio is a guy that, on other teams probably would be more in an offensive situation, more opportunity on the power play and stuff. So he kind of had to bide his time and be patient and continue to work on his game. And that's also what Bryce Pickford did last year, and to an extent will do this year, and continue to work on his game. So stay patient, work at your craft, and the same way Minio did it. He got some good minutes in the finals 2 years in a row. And translated that into a third-round draft pick. So, the same future and the same path can be the same for Hy Davidson and Bryce Pickford.
Scott Ratzlaff led this league in shutouts last year when a kind of a tandem role with Thomas and, a Buffalo Sabres prospect. Now, how before he, I'm sure you got to see him a little bit before he went to NHL camp, right? But how has Scott kind of progressed over the summer, and how excited is he to potentially take on a bigger role this year with your club?
Yeah, he's excited. We're excited for him. We had the luxury of having two elite goalies last year, potentially the number 1 and 2 goalies in the entire league. So those guys help develop each other, really good relationship, ultra competitive, which elevated both their games and has sped up Scotty's development. It was great to see Thomas, get the opportunity, get drafted, and now be able to turn pro. We're super excited for him, and that leaves the reins to Scotty. Elite goalie, super competitive, and he's more than capable of taking on that role and doing a great job.
Niko Majadovic, one of my earliest memories of him, for first time I remember seeing him was in the COVID year when he came in and scored 2 goals in his debut with you guys in 2020-21. Fast forward to now, he was a 30-goal guy in this league, a second-round pick of the Anaheim Ducks. What is Niko going to bring in terms of a leadership role to your group this season?
Yeah, he's going to be a huge part of our team this year. Just plays the game the right way. Very smart player. Team first player. You can't have enough of those guys. To see him branch out and have the offensive success that he did was really nice to see, because the rest of his game is so sound, so solid, plays the T-Bird way. So we'll really be leaning on him to do that again this year with even an increased role and rub off that experience on the other guys.